All right, we'll close. Hey, Joe, with this from Cam. Hey, Joe, should state fans freak out about the Isaiah Miranda news, or will everything be just fine?
All right, so Isaiah Miranda is going to be an interesting name that we joke about in 5 to 10 years, 2 to 3 years, and but kind of like we do with Sasha Killia Jones,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, oh, remember that time NC State had a McDonald's All American who never played? Yeah, man, sure. Miranda's 7-footer, enrolled in the middle of the season. He just so happened to enroll after a Dusan Mahorsic injury this year, where it seemed like they were picking somebody up off of the waiver wire, but they had been recruiting Miranda over the summer, and it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of the timing just kind of worked out that way. Now he gets there, his back's a little bulky, his wrist is a little bulky, and then quite frankly, he didn't necessarily know where he was supposed to be when he was on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's obvious. Now let's be consistent, right? When Carolina had players transfer, I said, I'm not in practice. I don't see what they do every day. I trust the coaches to know that if that person can help the team, they're going to put that person on the floor.
They'll find a way, right?
And particularly this year with Miranda's case,
They kind of needed a guy
they
like
had all
that.
kinds of injuries.
Yes.
They probably played DJ Burns more than they wanted to, for sure. So there were times where you said if this kid could have helped, he would have been on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Kevin Keats preserve the year of eligibility for him so that in this situation, people wouldn't be like, wow, what a jerk move. Kevin Keats played the kid in one game for 4 minutes and burned his year of eligibility,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So I think it's fairly obvious by the fact that he never played that he was not able to help the team this year. That being said, they brought in Muhammad Diarra from Missouri. Not great numbers last year, but only in 12 minutes, 3 points, 3.5 rebounds. He's a guy who's going to play a very similar role behind DJ Burns. He could even play with DJ Burns. Will Middlebrooks is a guy who obviously played outstanding against NC State from Clemson last year. But you're going to see Middlebrooks get some of those minutes. You'll see Diarra get the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin only likes to play one big at a time. So the truth of the matter is Miranda was the fourth big. He now has a chance either to go pro and play somewhere, which I suspect ultimately will happen, or if he goes to another college and gets some minutes via Con Dios, man, this is a win-win.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like,
I think
okay,
let's pinpoint the actual issue here.
Yeah,
because every school and the reactions to the transfers are specific to their programs. So what's happening and how people talk about Kevin Keats and the transfer here is a larger topic that's separate from how we talked about Carolina's transfers. This is about the none and done. Okay.
Yeah.
And that Kevin Keats now has, what is it? I've lost track. Four guys?
3. No,
is it 3?
Well, if you want to count Killia Jones, I mean,
okay. So, but we got Jalen McHugh, right? Who committed but went pro, none and done. Was it Josh Hall?
Correct.
Right? Josh Hall again committed. He's a top recruit, right? Never showed up, went pro. Yeah, there's the Killia Jones part, and then now there's this one, and there's this kind of like, why can't you get these guys to come through? Right. And you look at, I think the none and dones with Jalen McHugh or Josh Hall was more along the lines of, man, these guys really could have helped given where State's program was at that time. But I do think that how college basketball rosters are being formed now, I almost feel like the conversation has flipped a little bit in Kevin Keats' favor because, one, I don't think they're messing around like you used to joke, like, don't take a chance on a guy, go get you a guy, which is what essentially they've done the last 2 years. And it paid off last year in the regular season. And I would imagine it'll pay off again this season. And we're seeing Duke change their philosophy with John Shire going a little bit older, bringing talented guys in, but they're not opposed to bringing in older guys and whatnot. And obviously this is something that Carolina has done too. Go look at the players and the minutes played for all the guys that Hubert Davis has brought in. It is a complete different change in philosophy. So I think Keats is the issue here for State, and why State fans are bringing this up is more of a residual of those none and dones and another example of one, or a weird hybrid example of one, more so than it is, could he contribute X, Y, Z? I think that's what's going on here. That's my read on it.
And as you know, if you don't like Kevin Keats and you want to find a reason to talk bad about him, you're going to. And if you do like Kevin Keats, you can look at some of this rationally.
Yep.
Look, if Miranda turns into the Martin twins, then cool, But I'm willing to bet anybody that Miranda does not turn into the Martin twins.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.